Hi guys, welcome back. So for this part, I'm going to go ahead and do a chapter 11 review on the circles. So I actually have a game set up and we're going to be going onto the joinpd.com website for this, and then the other portion of the review will be on Quizlet. So go ahead and log on, and the code is JHDWR. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. Obviously, so it's only myself playing for this one, but if I were to have done it with you guys in class, then obviously you would have been in different groups. And so we're going to just go ahead and play. And so the very first part, so for this one, they're going to be asking you to work on these flashcards. And then eventually, when I get enough examples, then I'm going to go ahead and check the work that they have. So this is all obviously from the chapter 10. So it's everything from section 1 to section 8. And it's all the important vocabulary words that I felt you should be able to know, and you should be able to give me an example of. So again, I'm just going to wait a little bit, try some of these, and then that way you'll be able to see exactly what I would be seeing as well. And so the really cool thing, as I'm noticing now, is that it allows you to use different colored markers, different colored pens within the app itself. So the very first one that I got was to write an example of a circumference, and they give you the definition that I had written for you. Okay. And then the other part is write a definition of a circumference. So for that, you could just say, as a student, I would say the distance around a circle. And then it moves on to the next one. So this is the very first one that I just uploaded. The next one says to draw an example of a sector of a circle, and it tells you it's the definition. So it says it's a region bounded by two radii of the circle and their intercepted arc. Okay, the next one that I'm uploading, it says draw an example of the apothem of a regular polygon, and the apothem is the height to the base of an isosceles triangle. So then you would go ahead and draw that. So I'm going to continue and work on a couple more, and then that way you'll be able to see. So far I've uploaded 3 out of the 12 terms, and now it wants to see the area of a regular polygon. Okay, so I have 4 out of 12. I'm actually going to just move on to the next part only so that you're able to see what I'm doing. So for this one, the circumference, I drew the circle with, I labeled it with the center C, and then I have that the red part is my circumference. And then for the part where they asked me to give me to give an example of the circumference, and I simply wrote my own definition. So the distance around a circle, right? So then here I have these two choices. I can either, if it's incorrect, I would just put an X. If it's correct and I felt like that sums up the definition of the circumference, then I give it a green check. So it's stamped by me. Then this is asking for the sector of a circle. I said it's pretty much a portion of a circle. And then here in yellow, which is what I was talking about earlier, that it allows you to use different colors, which I think is really cool, especially for those students that are more visual and they like to draw. And I've noticed that they like to draw in class. Then this is obviously something that will engage them a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a green stamp. The apothem of a regular polygon. So here I just I just drew a triangle, which means if it's irregular, all sides are congruent, and the apothem is the height. Now, the height here would have been a little bit more towards the left, just so that it's basically right. It bisects this triangle. Is what I'm trying to say. And then here I just labeled it as the height. So obviously, sometimes depending, I'll see that I understand what they wrote. And even though obviously it's a little bit hard to draw it perfectly according to what you want because you're doing it in your phone, and it's obviously not easy to be able to draw that. So I would give them still the green stamp. And then finally we have an area of a regular polygon. Again, I have a triangle, and then I just simply I wrote out one of the formulas for the area of a regular polygon, which was a half times the apothem times the perimeter. And this one I'm going to give it a check. So that's pretty much everything that there is to know about this game. I think it's pretty accessible to everyone. Anyone that has obviously the internet or on their phone, they're able to use it. And it just gives me a quick assessment of my students and how well they're understanding the vocabulary words, which are a lot in this chapter. And so I did want to emphasize all of that. So this was pretty much it, guys. And then I'm going to go ahead and review the Quizlet in the next video.